the mounds, we didn't walk up to the mounds. I mean, the smell would be pretty bad. It's a year later, so. But you could see them, and they put flags on them, and they tried to make them it's very sacred, but the buildings, I mean, they're buildings that went down in the earthquake that was, I mean, they were 6, 7-story buildings. I mean, it was a running city when this happened. And so the first time we went, it was kind of like just dawned on me that we made this, and we should have, but we made this big deal about the World Trade Center and this big mound, and now it's kind of a sacred thing. That is like every other building there. They're burial sites people are in each mound of rocks that you see. People are buried down in there. And so the survivors are just in a shock state of grieving, knowing that you're living right beside a mound that your loved one is, your sister, your mom and dad, and people are in there.
They are, they're portraying children. Some of them look like they're 3 years old, up to maybe 12. It doesn't look like there's any teenagers in this group. They look pretty young. They have these things on like this because it's afflictions from different, they're taking on the persona. There's, 2 healthy people in the group of 16. Is that kind
That's
of
very realistic.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Is that what you were gonna ask?
Yeah.
There's a lot of wounds because they don't have shoes. A lot of them don't have shoes. And foot wounds are very prominent. And so then they get infected and there's nobody there to clean them off. And then, so there was the majority of, there's a large majority of people there that have amputations. So you'll see them. I don't know if we have pictures of people, but, because as taking pictures also, you have to realize, it's these people's lives, and you don't want them to think that you're there for your enjoyment and your, ooh, wow, look at that. A lot of them would allow you to take a picture because they thought by taking their picture that you could go and raise money. And that's what they've been told, that allow them to take the picture, you could raise money that will help them. There is a very, very large voodoo population there. That's what they believe in. But it's not like you couldn't look at somebody and tell whether they believed in voodoo or not. They kept it pretty secretive, but that is their culture. We met a lot of kids that were buried for several days and were unbelievably resilient, but would have severe balance problems from head injuries and hearing problems and scabies was everywhere. Everybody had it. Do y'all know what that is?
I know.
Yeah.
Skin
I'm
infection.
getting all itchy just thinking about it.
Yeah, it makes you kind of, it's a skin infection, so these little parasites get up under the skin and they cause little bumps. So some of their arms were just covered in them. And the only way you can get rid of them is there's a medication that's a cream that you put on it, and then you leave it on for so long and then you wash it off. Well, all the clothes are supposed to be boiled. Well, how are you gonna boil clothes there? It's impossible to get rid of. So the severe cases we would treat with antibiotics because they would be open wounds, open scabs, but everybody had it.
How do they cook? You said, how do they boil? Where are they cooking?
Well, they're real careful. They've been taught over the past year to be very, very careful with their water. So the water system they do have, they've learned to use minimal clean water to to me, it's a very complicated system that how they clean the water. It's something that has to do with magnets. I guess you can polarize a certain way to create chlorine.
Mhm.
You guys
From the ions
know
and
more than
stuff
I
in
do
the
about
water.
that. I was just amazed on how they did it. Some engineer showed them, and so, but there isn't a whole lot of it. So, they would use minimal amount of water to cook, like the rice in. But even the materials you would need to build a fire was scarce. So, just boiling water to boil your clothes in, and then you couldn't use the water again, was just not feasible. Because it's not like you have an abundance of water and materials to build fire. So you had to decide whether you're gonna eat that night or try to get rid of your scabies. Well, the scabies itch, but you'd rather eat, obviously, so. Does that answer your question?
Yeah. And where are they getting their food?
They are mostly getting it donated. There's some people that, and I think we have a few pictures of that have been able to set up little, they would be like our stores, but they're on the side of a street, and they'll have a couple of little cookies and stuff that they would sell to other people. A lot of bartering. So if somebody has, plantains are real big there, so if somebody has plantains, then they'll barter for, and that's trade, for rice. And, so most of it's bartering. There's a lot of stealing, unfortunately. We're trying to teach, I say we as Worldwide Village is trying to teach them to grow their own food on the type of soil they have there and fish, because they are right there on the ocean. And these little co-ops are starting, I mean, little as in like 10 people or less, but they're starting. And so one of our goals is to go out and try to help them sustain themselves, because the aid that is needed right now is gonna help right now, but in a month, they're gonna be back to where they used to be. And so we're trying to help them create their economy and build back their economy on things that they have, like the resources they have there.
That's one of the things that you guys are gonna be learning in, game 5 and 6, and the challenges you're gonna be learning about how important it is for them to have education, but also how important and how little money it actually takes in a loan to help get them started, to start a business, or to, provide for their family,
Worldwide Village is actually starting some no-interest loans, short-term with some, and the women are very, very good with money there. I figured that out really quick. But so they're starting some loan programs there to help them start, little restaurants or something, anything that they can do. And so they're actually working so far. They've been doing it for 6 months, and it's working out so far